You ever had someone around you who smiles at you, but something just feels off? They say, "I'm happy for you," but you don't feel it. They support you, but your energy drops after talking to them, and you can't explain why, but you feel it. Now, here's the real question. Are they really supporting you, or are they silently jealous of you? Because jealousy doesn't always look obvious. Sometimes it hides behind smiles, sometimes behind jokes, and if you don't recognize it early, it can slowly affect your confidence. So in this video, we're going to break down the hidden signs of a jealous person, so you can clearly see who is truly supporting you and who is not. The first hidden sign of a jealous person is they downplay your success. You achieve something, you feel proud for a moment, and then they say something like, "It's not that big of a deal," or "Anyone could have done that." At first, it sounds casual, but slowly it starts affecting you, because instead of celebrating your progress, they make it feel small. And here's the truth. People who are genuinely happy for you don't reduce your wins. They appreciate them. So when someone constantly downplays your success, it's not honesty, it's hidden jealousy. Now, the second sign is even more subtle. The second hidden sign of a jealous person is they give you fake compliments. At first, it sounds like praise, but if you listen carefully, there's always something negative hidden inside it. For example, "You did well, but it was probably just luck." Or, "You're improving, but others are still better." Notice the pattern. They compliment you and then immediately reduce it. This is not real support, because real support feels uplifting. It doesn't leave you doubting yourself. But jealous people can't fully appreciate your growth, so they mix praise with criticism, just enough to make you question yourself. And over time, that slowly affects your confidence. So remember this clearly. A real compliment feels clean. A fake one feels confusing. And confusion is often a sign of hidden jealousy. Now, the third sign is something many people ignore completely. The third hidden sign of a jealous person is they create small doubts in your mind. Not directly, not obviously, but subtly. You share a plan and they say something like, "Are you sure that will work?" Or, "That seems a bit risky." At first it sounds like concern, but if you notice carefully, it doesn't feel supportive. It feels limiting, because instead of encouraging you, they plant doubt. And slowly, that doubt starts growing in your mind. You begin overthinking. You start questioning yourself, and your confidence drops. This is how jealousy works silently, not by attacking directly, but by weakening you from inside. Because when you doubt yourself, you stop taking action. And when you stop taking action, you stop growing. So remember this clearly. Real support gives clarity. Jealousy creates confusion. And the moment you start noticing these small doubts, you take back control of your mindset. Now let's move to the fourth sign, because this one is something you can feel very strongly. The fourth hidden sign of a jealous person is they are happy when you struggle. They won't show it directly, but you can feel it. When something goes wrong in your life, they suddenly become more interested. They ask more questions. They stay longer in the conversation. And sometimes you can sense a slight satisfaction, not obvious, but present, because your struggles make them feel better about themselves. It reduces the comparison. It gives them relief. But when you succeed, that same energy disappears. Short responses, less interest, almost like your growth makes them uncomfortable. And this is one of the clearest signs, because people who truly care about you want to see you win, not struggle. So if someone seems more engaged in your problems than in your progress, that's not support. That's hidden jealousy. Now let's move to the final sign. The final hidden sign of a jealous person is they quietly compete with you. Not openly, not directly, but in subtle ways. When you share something good, they immediately bring up their own achievement. When you improve, they try to prove they are doing better. And slowly, the conversation stops feeling like connection and starts feeling like comparison. Because instead of celebrating your growth, they measure themselves against you. And here's the important part. Healthy people feel inspired by your success, but jealous people feel threatened by it. So they turn everything into a competition, even when there was no competition in the first place. And over time, this creates distance, because real relationships are built on support, not silent rivalry. So remember this clearly. If someone constantly compares, constantly competes, even in small moments, it's not motivation, it's hidden jealousy. Now let's bring all of this together, because once you see these signs, you start understanding people very differently. But here's something important to understand after everything we discussed. Jealousy is not always loud. It's quiet, subtle, and often hidden behind normal behavior. And in this video, we talked about 5 clear signs. First, they downplay your success. Second, they give fake compliments. Third, they create small doubts in your mind. Fourth, they seem more engaged in your struggles than your success. And finally, they quietly compete with you. And once you start noticing these patterns, something changes. You stop getting confused, you stop doubting yourself, and you start choosing your circle more carefully. Because the people around you either push you forward or quietly hold you back. So the goal is not to hate anyone. The goal is to become aware, to protect your mindset, to protect your energy, and to stay close to people who genuinely want to see you grow. Because your environment shapes your future. Stay aware, stay focused, and keep building a stronger mindset. I'll see you in the next video.